Hello. So in this video I will talk about the new block that was introduced in Minecraft 1.10, and that's the structure block. And you can save structures like this with it, and you get it the same way as you get the command block, which means that you actually have to give yourself it. So give your name, and then you just press tab to autocomplete, and then block like this, and you get this structure block. Looks like this, and it's not much you can do with it right now, but it has different modes, and the first one is the data mode, which you will basically never use. You change the mode with clicking this button here. And the next one is the save mode that I'm going to show you in this tutorial. You got the load mode, so you can load in saved structures. And you got the corner mode. And corner mode basically has to do a little bit with the saving and loading, I think, but let's start with actually the corner block, how to save a structure like this. And there is some limitations to the structure blocks and how big the structures can be. And the structures can be 32 blocks in that direction, 32 blocks in that direction, and 32 blocks up. So think of that when you want to save. It can't be too big. And even if you manually set the structure or the cube, so to speak, to a larger sort of amount than 32, the structure block will actually reset itself to maximum of 32 blocks. But anyway, this is actually smaller than 32 blocks. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the corner blocks to start with, and you place one down here, and it needs to be one level below the structure that you want to save, and it will become clear. Let's actually start with that. Let's place it over here, and you right click on it and you click here to structure mode, and I'm going to name it test, and you press done, and you see change the corner and test, and then go to the next over here, and you actually need to place it like over here, I think will be. And you might think you need to place it like over here, but no, it needs to be one level up. So let's go up one over here, and you right click on it and go to corner mode, and this corner has to have exactly the same name as the first corner, which was test, and you press done. And what you do now is that you place a third structure block here, and you right click on it and you go to save mode, and this has to be exactly the same name as the corners, which was test. And what you do now is that you actually click the detect button here, and you see a sort of these outlines here, and here you can see it's actually storing from this specific corner here, which means that this chest won't be included in the structure which it saves. So that's why it needs to be actually one below there. So we're actually going to do this and test, done, and you do this save again here, save test, and you click detect, and now these chests are included as well. And you can see also over here it's saving from that specific corner there. So that's why you need to have this block one level up from the what you want to store. So now it will actually save everything in here that inside these lines. And here's the thing: if you have item frames in a structure, you actually need to right click here and you need to include entities, and you have to set this to on, because item frames are actually considered as an entity. So if you don't set that to on, the item frames won't be saved. So that's kind of important. You can have the invisible blocks that you can have that to off, but I always include the entities. So when you're done, you just click save, and you can see there that the structure is saved as test. So it's important when you actually name everything that you want to have the name as you want to save it. So this is the first method of doing it. And the second one is actually you're only going to need one structure block, but it's a little bit more tricky to save this way because you need to know in which direction you are actually looking, and you need to sort of place this block. If you have this structure, you need to place it in the most northwest corner of the structure. So if I have this F3 here, you see I'm facing north over there, which means that is the west. And so the northwest corner is like over here, and you need to place the structure block basically almost inside, or actually one level below, but it should be within sort of the structure. And now you actually need to count the amount of blocks that you want to save, and you start with on top of the block there. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's the last one. And by the way, you need to check the direction of it all, because it will save it south and east. That will be the selection. So that's why you need sort of to place the block in the northwest corner. And you need to check sort of the X status here. And the next level you have to go east. You can see that's block number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's actually 7 blocks like that. And you also need the height. So that's block number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the chest there is number 8. So it's 8 block high. So remember this, it was 10 like in that direction, 7 over there, and 8 high. So now you need to go to the structure block here and go to save mode. And you can use relative positions if you want to, but I keep it as default. And of course you need to have it like the name for it. And then you place the numbers in a structure mode, and the X mode, that is the east and west directions, and that was actually that amount. So that's 7 blocks. Just change that, 7 blocks. So it's X, Y, and Z coordinates, and the Y's is the height. So it was 8 blocks high, and it was 10 blocks in that direction. So let's see if we actually get this right. And of course I will include entities, and I will actually press detect here, and you should see actually the lines over here, and it actually have everything inside here, which is perfect. So now I can actually remove these blocks, otherwise they will be included in the save, because everything in here will be saved. And what you do now is that you actually just click on save here, and the structure is saved. And what I'm going to show you in the next video is basically some other stuff here using these structure blocks. But let's see if I actually want to load the structures. So let's go, and it's going to place them in the east and south direction, which means that you need to place the block, as I said, in the northwest corner. And this was actually 10 blocks wide, or no, 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it needs to be placed over here. Well, let's actually go, just in case, just a couple of blocks here. And you place the block like that, and you go to, instead of save mode, you go to load mode, and you go to, and you name it like that. You press load, and it will just show you the box where it will place the structure. And when you right click again, you click load again, and it will load in the structure. So yeah, that's how you load everything in. So that's how that works. So yeah, that's how you use kind of the structure blocks to save and load structures. So yeah, see you later.